a sport that never stops moving, even MMA junkies can struggle to keep up with all the latest headlines. If you missed any of Tuesday's biggest news, let us catch you up to date with The Comeback.
It wouldn't be a normal week in MMA without another injury taking a UFC main event and ripping it to shreds. This time, next week's UFC on Fox 19 is the victim. But for once, a fight involving Khabib Nurmagomedov isn't scrapped because of an injury to the Eagle. His opponent, Tony Ferguson, has some fluid and blood on his lung. And that not only sounds like it completely sucks, but it'll keep him from fighting. Instead, Rashad Evans and Glover Teixeira will headline the card in Tampa, Florida. Quinton Jackson has been out for a year, but now his return is set. Rampage will headline Bellator 157 in June in St. Louis against Japanese Judo Olympian Satoshi Ishii. The card will be the promotion's second Dynamite event and will again feature both MMA fights and kickboxing matches. Michael Bisping is not one to mince words, and he definitely didn't when it comes to fellow UFC middleweight Yoel Romero. Romero earlier this week had a 2-year suspension from USADA overturned and shortened to 6 months for a failed drug test. Romero said a tainted supplement was to blame, but Bisping let followers of his Twitter and Instagram accounts know he ain't buying what Romero is selling, saying the Cuban Olympian could have killed somebody and that 6 months on the sideline is no suspension. Stipe Miocic has the biggest fight of his life coming up next month when he takes on heavyweight champion Fabricio Verdum for the belt at UFC 198 in Brazil. And even though that's a long way from Ohio, Miocic plans on returning to Cleveland with something that certainly rocks, and that's a UFC title. If you're not watching Dancing with the Stars, there's not a whole lot I can do for you. But if you are, you know that UFC strawweight Paige Vanzant turned in a killer MMA-themed Paso Doble in Week 3 on Monday. She got a 23 out of 30 with partner Mark Ballas, and she sits in a tie for second place overall. But so far, 12-gauge Paige is saying she's just happy to be there and is hoping to bring a few more dancing fans over to the UFC.
For me still, I just want to get my story out there and share and connect with people and bring more fans over to the UFC. For me, it's still just about the experience, and I don't know how long I'll be on the show, so I'm not going to take any day for granted. And just being the athlete in me, I want to work hard. So in practice, I'm learning the dances. I want to learn the technique, and I think that's definitely what's helped a little bit. And I just hope moving forward that I can continue to do that and just enjoy the whole process.
And that's The Comeback for Wednesday, April 6th. For more on the latest news in MMA, including the latest on John Jones' legal battle with those drag racing allegations, check out MMA Junkie.